Okay. So happy Sunday morning. Glad everyone could join today. We're going to use a strap today. And if you have a yoga strap, let's put it together. And if you don't have a yoga strap, you can use something else, maybe a dog leash or a bathrobe belt or whatever you have handy. And I'll also show you how to modify if you don't have a strap. So we'll just have that to the side for now. And we're going to start laying down on your back so that you can settle into your practice without having to support the body in any way. You can just be supported by the floor beneath you. And just take a few moments to settle down. Just taking in the space that you've created in your home for your practice. And begin to breathe a little deeper than you normally do. Relaxing the muscles in the face. Relaxing the jaw. And just let the back of the body feel completely supported. And the front of the body is light, so it can rise and fall as you breathe. And just starting to connect with the present moment. So that's just feeling what you feel. Checking in, noticing how you're feeling. Tired, energized, however you're feeling right now, just notice it. And then just starting to bring your awareness to the body and to the breath. So that'll help block out any external distractions. And I don't mean like sounds in the room, but more distractions about life. So just worrying about anything or thinking about the future or even just a to-do list for later today. So just try to tune into right now, right here. Using that exaggerated breath where you really deeply inhale and fully and completely exhale. And then from here, we're gently going to draw the knees into the chest. So you're going to pull pretty tight so that when you bring the knees way in, you'll notice your low back lifts off the floor. And then you can loosen up the grip a little bit and let the low back come down. So it has a little bit more length. And then just a gentle rock left to right. Maybe some circles in one direction and then the other. Just getting a little bit of movement here, massaging the back, the low back on the floor. And then we'll take the feet straight up towards the ceiling. And you can support the backs of the legs with your hands if you'd like, and just point and flex the feet. Moving the ankles around a little bit. Soft knees, not worrying about the hamstrings yet. And then we're just gonna let the feet stay elevated but soft knees. And we're just gonna bring the hands straight up towards the ceiling. And just pause here for a moment. Just let the blood flow down the arms and legs. You can move the wrists a little bit, making circles, pointing and flexing through the wrists and hands. And just pause for a moment to breathe, feeling very light in the hands and feet. And then we'll take a deep breath in. The arms are going to start to reach back behind you, and the feet are going to try to lift a little bit more. That's your full breath in, And then as you exhale, just gently hug the knees into the chest. So we're gonna do that 4 more times. So inhale, nice and slow, arms reach up and back, feet lift. They don't need to be straight. Exhale, hug the knees in. Just getting nice movement with the breath. Opening up the shoulders, starting to open up the backs of the legs. Exhaling, hugging in. One more time, inhaling to lift up. And exhale, hug in. I think I lost count. Maybe one more time. One more time. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. And exhale, hug the knees in. We're gonna let both feet come down to the floor for a moment as you reach for your strap. So the strap is, if it's together, have the buckle away from you so that you can take the loop around your head and place it at the low back and make sure it's not twisted at the back. And you want the tail part of the strap going down so that you can reach it. And we're gonna put the right foot in. Left leg is gonna go straight along the floor. So if you don't have a yoga strap and you're just using a belt, you can just hold on gently with the hands. And if you don't have any strap, you can just hold on to the back of the leg with interlaced hands. So you want your leg to be supported. If it's fully supported with a yoga strap, then completely relax the upper body. So first, just think about circulation here, the blood flowing down the leg. It's just really good for the veins and for circulating through the body here. And then you can start to think about the hamstring a little bit more. You can start to straighten the right leg. Maybe you tighten the strap a little bit. And then once you're in the supported position, close the eyes and just be. So a nice flexed foot, lengthening through the back of the right leg, relaxing through the shoulders. Relaxing through the low back. Just allowing the breath to flow with ease. So take a nice full deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, we're just going to soften the right knee a little bit. Start to reach your right foot over to the right. The knee is bent. You can use your left hand to hold down your left hip if you need to. Otherwise, completely relax the upper body. And then just gently press the right leg straight. So it's just over to the right, trying to find a little bit of length in the inside of the hamstring. We're beginning to open up the outer hip. Try to feel grounded down through the left hip, the left side of the rib cage, and the left shoulder. And then just pausing here, focusing on the breath, allowing the inhale to come in through the nose, completely fill up, and then exhaling to completely empty. This is more the meditative part of the practice where we just put our bodies into a shake. There's not a lot of movement here. We're just noticing the breath, trying to quiet the mind as we gently open up the areas in the body that are connected to the low back and the hips. So take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, we're going to bring the right leg back to center, soften the right knee, start to reach the right leg over to the left. Once it's there, start to straighten the right leg. Really exhale here. Use your exhale to release the tightness and tension that you might feel all along the right side of the leg, from the foot all the way up to the hip. So this is an easy pose to shorten the breath because it is so tight. So try to lengthen the breath here. I notice right away when I come into this pose, my breath gets a little bit shorter and starts to go a little faster, hoping that I don't have to stay too long. So just slow it down and let there be an ease that finds the pose. Take a full, deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, soften the knee. We'll bring the leg back to center. Just let it come out of the strap. Hug the knee into the chest for a moment. Make some circles with the ankle. Point and flex the foot. You can sway the right knee left to right a little bit. And then we're just going to let the right foot come down to the floor and switch legs. So we're going to hold off on the hips for a moment. We're going to let the left leg come into the strap. The right leg is going to go straight. And then again, just pause right here. Melt into the pose. Finding length in the hamstring. The knee does not need to be straight if you're feeling a little tight back there. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling out of the mouth. Relaxing through the shoulders. Relax the low back. Feel your hips grounded down on the floor. Even. And just find a softness in the back of the left leg as the hamstring starts to let go and release. Take a nice full deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, we're going to soften the left knee, reach the left foot over to the left. Take a deep breath in and then use the exhale to begin to let the left leg go a little bit straighter. Try not to roll over to the left, so try to keep the right shoulder down, the right side of the rib cage pressing into the strap, and the right hip staying down. Maybe your core is getting a little bit involved by drawing the belly in and down. Just feeling a little bit more open in the inside of the hamstring, the inner thighs. Getting a little bit of movement in the outer hip. And then from here, take a full breath in. And then as you exhale, bring the leg back to center, soften the knee. Start to reach your left foot over to the right. Knee is soft, take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, lengthen that left leg. Keep the breath slow and deep and steady. Lengthening through the whole outside of the left leg. Using the strap, or if you're using your hands for support, whatever you need to do here, you want this leg to feel supported. And maybe go a little further than you normally do. Don't strain or push too far, but we can get really comfortable in coming into these familiar poses. We just kind of put our body there and maybe check out. So try to check in further and try to get a little deeper and experience something new in a familiar pose. So each day, our practice is a little different, just depending on what's going on in your body, what's going on in your life. So doing similar poses can still be a whole new experience. So just notice that, take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, bring the left leg back to center. We're going to take it out of the strap, hug the left knee into the chest, relax the foot, relax through the ankle. You can sway left to right with that foot a little bit. And then we'll take the left foot down to the floor with the bent knee. The right foot is going to cross over the right ankle. We're coming into a figure 4 here. So we're going to work a little bit through the hips. Before we lift the left foot, we're going to take the hands onto the rib cage, keeping the rib cage steady from the hands up towards the head. But then as you sway the legs left to right, let there be a twist from the bottom half of the spine. So the spine is starting to move. The hips are moving. Just notice what you feel here. You don't have to go too far. So just see how it feels to start to open up the low back. Still breathing deeply, opening up through the rib cage, conditioning the lungs. And then we'll come back to center with the shape of the legs. We're going to reach for the back of the left leg. Start to take the whole shape of the legs a few inches over to the left and draw the left knee into the chest. So we'll take a few breaths here, completely relaxed legs, just starting to ease into the hips, what you feel on the right side of the seat. Let the shoulders pull down away from the ears. Maybe go a little further than you normally do. See what happens when you draw the left knee into the left shoulder. And then breathe deeply to let go. If you feel any discomfort in the right knee, flex the right foot. We're going to bring the shape of the legs back to center. We're going to let the left leg reach up towards the ceiling. Lift the head and upper back off the floor. Draw the belly down. You can stay right here, or you can take your hands out from behind the thigh. Reach a little higher up, maybe at the calf, maybe a little higher towards the ankle. If you're super flexible, maybe you reach for your foot. Have the left foot be flexed. Have your right knee be pushing away from the right shoulder. Pause here. If you want to challenge your balance and use a little bit more core, you can gently rock left to right a little bit. You don't want to roll all the way over to one side and fall over. So just notice which parts of the body need to engage a little bit to keep you balanced as you change your center of gravity. Left to right. Good. Try to relax the neck by using your core more than the neck. Take a deep breath in, and then let's exhale. Let the left foot come down to the floor. We're going to cross the right thigh over the left thigh. Scoot your hips over to the right a few inches. Arms reach away from each other. Close the eyes and gently let the legs drop over to the left. And then we're just going to pause here in this twist. The eyes are closed. Visualize the top half of the body from the rib cage up, starting to energetically twist to the right. And then from the middle of the rib cage down, the body is twisting to the left. So we're kind of wringing out the internal organs here, just drawing the blood flow to the internal body, the inside, the organs, getting deep. Breathing deeply. Bringing more oxygen into the blood, to the cells. And then we're relaxing the muscles around the spine, around the hips. Check in. Notice what you're feeling. Notice how you're feeling. Take one more nice, deep, full breath in here in this twist. And then as you exhale, we'll bring the legs back to center. Even out the hips. Uncross the legs. We'll hug the knees into the chest. So draw the knees in a lot so that the low back lifts, and then let the low back come back down. Inhale, arms reach up and back, feet lift. Exhale, hug the knees into the chest. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. Exhale, hug the knees into the chest. One more time, just like that. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. And then exhale, hug the knees into the chest. We're going to drop the right foot down to the floor, cross the left ankle over the right leg above the knee. Hands come onto the rib cage. A gentle sway of the shape of the legs. So this is protecting the back so that you're not twisting too much here. Letting the legs go in one direction, easing into the low back, then they go in the other direction, easing into the other side, all the while lengthening through the low back. And then we'll come back to center. We'll reach for the back of the right thigh, drawing the right knee into the chest. And then just tilt the shape of the legs over to the right and draw the right knee in towards your right shoulder. Let that go deep into the left hip. So we're opening up the joint, the muscles around the joint, the tissues around the joint, the ligaments. Just give the body a moment here to let go of tightness and tension. Again, if any tightness in the left knee feels it's happening here, just flex the left foot. And then just take one more deep breath in here. And then we'll bring the shape of the legs back to center. We'll lift the right foot up towards the ceiling. Lift the head and upper back off the floor. We'll take the hands a little higher up on the right leg. Flex the right foot. You can hold the calf, you can hold the ankle, you can reach for your foot. Pause here. So even though you feel like you're using the neck to lift the head, try to draw the belly in so you're using the core. And then just a gentle sway if you'd like, left to right. Trying not to fall over to one side. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Maybe creep the hands up a little higher. Soft elbows so that the shoulders aren't creeping up. Take one more deep, full breath in. And then as you exhale, let's release. Let's let that right foot come down to the floor. Relax the head down. Left thigh is going to cross over the right thigh. We're going to scoot the hips over to the left about an inch or two. Arms reach away from each other. Let the eyes be closed as the legs drop over to the right. So the top half of the body drawing towards the left, and the bottom half drawing to the right. And then breathe deeply into the center, right where you're twisting from. Feel the belly rise and fall. Try to feel relaxed through the chest and shoulders, even opening up the space between the shoulder blades. Breathing in deeply through the nose. Breathing out through the mouth. Twists are so good for the body, releasing toxins, getting the spinal fluid moving, relaxing the muscles around the spine. Take one more full deep breath in. And then as you exhale, we'll bring the legs back to center, uncross the legs, even out the hips, hug the knees into the chest. So you can either rock left to right and then roll to one side and press yourself up to sit, or you can rock front to back and then rock yourself up to sit. Once you come to sit, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Hands are going to come onto the shins. Inhale, we're going to lengthen through the spine in the front, opening up through the chest. That's your deep breath in. As you exhale, pull the belly in, tuck the chin, round the back. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, pull back. One more time, just like that. Inhale, lift and open. And exhale, pull back. Inhale to lengthen the spine. As you exhale, hinge forward. We're going to give a little attention to the toes. It's going to feel weird, but it's going to be good. You're going to take each finger and put them in between your toes. So try to get them in there. Yeah. So get your fingers in between the toes. Good. Arch, check out your arch. You can rub the arch with your thumb. So just giving your feet a little attention here. If you hate it, then you don't have to. You can take your hands out from in between the toes. You don't have to. Take a deep breath in as you lengthen the spine again, and then exhale, fold over the legs. Let the head go. Relax through the neck. Inner thighs, outer thighs, soften. Lengthening through the spine. I like this forward fold much better than with straight legs. I find if you straighten the legs out in front and try to come to a forward fold, it's very straining on the low back. This, to me, having the hips open, completely supports the low back here. But if you have discomfort, then don't go as low. Make sure the feet are nice and far away from your hips. Nice big diamond here. And then from here, you're going to take the hands away from the feet, come up a little bit, and you're going to slide each hand underneath your bottom half of the leg, so underneath your calves. You don't have to have the elbows or the forearms on the floor. You're just having the palms on the floor. So this is kind of like a crab pose. So from here, you're going to push down with the legs, the bottom half of the legs, as you pull up with the arms. So this is spreading the space between your shoulder blades. Then you're going to pull back with the middle of your back, as if someone is gently holding onto your rib cage and gently pulling you back. You can let the head hang. Try to release the shoulders down away from the ears. Just releasing that tightness through the spine, all the way up through the shoulders. Breathe deeply. Again, legs pushing down, arms pulling up, belly pulling in, back pressing back. Take one more full breath in here, and then exhale. Soften, take the arms out, come on up. We'll let the legs go straight just for a moment. Shake them out a little bit, letting the backs of the legs tap gently onto the floor. You can roll the shoulders out a little bit, lifting them up and back, and and then back to front. Just a little bit of movement here, any way you want, before we transition onto hands and knees. So if you want to put any padding underneath the knees, feel free to put a blanket. I have 2 mats because the floor is hard under the knees. You can move your strap out of the way. Okay, so we're coming on to hands and knees. Tops of the feet are relaxed down. Wrists are underneath the shoulders. We're going to curl the toes under again, giving the toes a little attention here, stretching out through the bottoms of the feet. We're just going to keep the toes curled under as we move the spine. So take a deep breath in as you gently drop the belly and lift the chin. And then as you exhale, keep the toes curled under, round the back. So just focusing a little bit more on the neck and the spine here. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck in, round. One more time. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. And exhale, tuck in, round. Keeping the toes curled under, we're going to feel strong through the core. You're just going to lift your knees about 1 inch off the floor. So the knees are lifting. Just start to feel some muscles that maybe you don't normally feel. Belly is in strong, feeling the strength down through the thighs, strong through the arms. Take a nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, we'll drop the knees back down. Let's relax the feet, tops of the feet pressed down. From here, left foot is going to reach back, toes are down on the floor. Pause here. We're going to take a deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to lift your foot and bring the knee to your nose. That's your exhale. Inhale, send your left foot back and lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, send the left foot back. Exhale, knee to nose. This inhale, let the left foot go back. Bring the right hand forward. So belly is strong, left foot is flexed, right hand is reaching forward, crown of the head is forward, neck is neutral. Nice. Take a full deep breath in. As you exhale, right hand comes down to the floor, left toes go straight down behind you. Pivot your right foot to the right, roll to the arch of the left foot as the left hand reaches up towards the ceiling. So pause here for a moment. We're going to push the left foot down into the floor. You can either try to see what happens when you lift your right knee, just off the floor like 1 inch. Your top of the right foot can still be on the floor. Maybe you lift the right foot off the floor. So just play around with this. The knee can stay down. You can just lift the knee with the foot down, or you can lift both. Breathe. Beautiful. Lengthen and strengthen. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, right knee comes back down, left hand comes down, left knee comes down. We're going to sink into a child's pose just to give the wrists a moment to take a break. I like the hands behind me after coming into that pose so that I can make some circles with my wrists. Completely relax the shoulders, let them hang forward. Wide knees or narrow. See what feels better for you. One gets a little bit more into the hips, one gets a little bit more into the low back. Just want to reconnect with your breathing. Check in. Take one more full deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, let's come back to center. Hands and knees. Curl the toes under. Push down with the toes. 3 breaths. Inhale, lift the chin, drop the belly. Exhale, tuck and round. Keep the toes curled under if you can. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck and round. One more just like that. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck and round. Come back to neutral, keep the toes curled under. Let's lift the knees. So the knees are just hovering off the floor, pushing down through the toes. The knees are not lifting too high, they're just hovering. Belly draws in. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, drop the knees. Relax the tops of both feet down on the floor. We're gonna step the right foot back, toes down. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, draw the right knee into your nose. Inhale, lengthen straight back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, stretch the right foot back. Exhale, knee to nose. This time, inhale, right foot back, left hand lifts. So left hand reaches towards the front of the room. Belly draws in nice and strong. Shoulders pull away from the ears. Relax through the neck. Nice. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, left hand comes down to the floor. Right toes find the floor behind you. Pivot the left foot off of the mat. Roll to the arch of the right foot. Press the right foot down onto the floor. Right hand reaches up towards the ceiling. So you can stay right here. You can push your right foot down into the floor and pull the belly in so much that you feel your left knee lift. Left foot can stay on the floor, or maybe you lift both, the knee and the foot. Shoulders are stacked on top of each other, hips are lifted. Maybe the arm is shaking, that's okay. I know mine is. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale. Right hand comes down, knees come down, child's pose. Relax the hands, tops of the hands by your feet. Let your forehead come down. So in poses that are obviously more challenging, it's harder to breathe, slow and deep. So if your breath has sped up like mine has, try to slow it down. Tap right back into that feeling of relaxation, calm, and peaceful. When you're ready, we're going to come back up onto hands and knees. We're going to step the left foot forward up between your hands. And we're going to come into a low lunge. So the left foot is forward, left knee over the left ankle. If you have blocks, feel free to put your hands on blocks, framing your front foot. We're going to curl the right toes under and lift the right knee. You have hip width between your feet, so you're not on a balance beam here, you're on railroad tracks. Nice and strong through the legs. Just going to bring that twist into the lunge. So the right hand stays on the floor, left hip stays where it is. Start to turn the belly, rib cage, and chest to the left, as you reach your left hand up towards the ceiling. So this is not a lizard. The left knee is not opening. We're keeping the left knee right over the left ankle. Strong inner thighs. Nice. Take a nice full deep breath in. And now we'll come into the lizard. As you exhale, left hand comes down to the floor. Right knee comes down. Relax the right foot. Turn the left toes to the left, then roll to the pinky side. So making sure when we come into that lizard pose where we're opening up the knee, that your foot and your knee are in the same direction. So often when we're in that lunge, if you opened up the knee, it puts a lot of strain on the knee. So we have to take the time to turn the foot. Rolling to the pinky side of your left foot. Your left hand can be on your left knee. Just sway left to right a little bit here. You don't have to go too deep. Take a nice full breath in. As you exhale, let the left foot face forward. Frame your front foot with your hands. Inhale, hips are going to drop down. Chest opens, chin lifts. Exhale, hips pull back, head drops back, rounds. Inhale, hips drop down, chest lifts. Exhale, hips pull back, leg goes a little straighter. One more time. Inhale, drop and lift. Exhale, pull back. Okay, we're going to keep the hands where they are. You're going to pull your left foot back. It's going to land right underneath your left knee. We're going to curl the right toes under, lift the right knee, push off so you're standing on your left foot. So just like we just did in the lunge pose, but the foot is lifted, left hip is going to stay where it is, but just start to turn your belly, chest and rib cage to the left as you lift your left hand up towards the ceiling with a nice flexed back foot, and you're breathing. So we're strengthening the left leg, the hip, around the knee, finding that nice twist through the spine. The top half of the body is twisting to the left. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, left hand comes down to the floor. Right foot comes down to the floor. Knees are bent. Belly is on the thighs. You're going to take your hands underneath your feet. So the tops of your hands are on the mat. You're stepping on your feet, so your toes are where your wrist crease is. You're pushing down with the toes, and then you're just going to start to lift the hips, pulling up with the center of your back. This is gorilla pose. This gets deep into the shoulders and between the shoulder blades. Relax the head down. Take a nice full deep breath in. And then as you exhale, hands come down to the floor. Left foot is going to go back. Right foot is going to step forward. You're in your low lunge here. So give yourself a moment to set up. Right knee over the right ankle. Left foot is back. Knee is lifted. Pause here. Everything even. Hips are even. Right foot facing forward, lined up with the right knee. Okay, so this is the pose that prepares us for that standing pose. The right hip stays where it is. Belly, rib cage, and chest opens to the right as you lift your right hand. So creating a little bit of muscle memory here, so that when you come into the standing version of this pose, it's a little bit easier. Breathe deeply. Strong inner thighs. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, right hand comes down to the inside of your front foot. Drop the left knee, relax the left foot. Turn the right toes to the right. Roll to the pinky side of your right foot. Your right hand can come to the inside of your right knee at the thigh and just gently sway left to right here. Nice, deep, easy breath. Giving your hip joint a nice little massage from the inside out. One more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, right foot is going to face forward. Frame the front foot with your hands. Hips drop down as you inhale, lift the chin, open through the chest. Exhale, pull back. Just the hips go back. Hands get planted on the floor. Right leg goes a little straighter. Inhale, hips drop down. Chest lifts. Exhale, pull back. Relax the head. Round the back. One more time. Inhale, drop. Open and lift. Exhale, pull back. From here, just slide your right foot back so it's underneath the right knee. Hands stay where they are. Curl the left toes under. Lift the left knee. Push off with your left foot. Left hand stays where it is. It's diagonally across from your right foot. It's right underneath your left shoulder. Keep the hips square as you turn your belly, rib cage, and chest to the right as you lift your right hand up towards the ceiling. Find your balance. Find your strength and find your breath. Check in. Staying focused in the pose, grounded in your practice. One more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, right hand comes down, left foot comes down. Different version of our forward bend here. Hands can be on the floor for support or blocks. Legs are as straight as they can go with a soft bend in the knee. And then you're just going to roll to the pinky sides of your feet. Leaning back with your hips a little bit. Peel the toes back so you're opening up the arches of your feet. This gets into the IT band right at your ankles. Take one more full deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, both feet come down. Hands come down. We'll step one foot back, then the other. Drop the knees. We'll send both feet to one side. Come down onto your hip. Swing the legs around to the front. And then gently make your way down onto your back. Take a moment here. Knees are bent. You can place your hands on either side of your belly. Nice, deep, easy breath. Let's bring the feet a little closer to your seat. Hands come down by your sides. So when we can match movement to breath, it is a form of meditation. So even sometimes taking a walk is a moving meditation. So we're just going to move the body with the breath, trying to sync them together to quiet the mind and stay connected. So as you inhale, we're going to push the feet down, lift the hips, lift the arms. Tops of the hands reach for the floor behind you, hips reaching up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, arms slowly come down, hips slowly come down. So continue that on your own with your own breath. Let the eyes be closed. Let the hands reach the floor and your hips reach the top of your bridge at the same time when you reach the top of your breath. And then just slowly ride the exhale down, trying not to touch the hands and hips down until the breath is emptied. And then lifting again, visualizing the lungs floating up like a hot air balloon. When the breath fills up the lungs, it floats up. And then as the air starts to slowly come out, the balloon just floats a little bit more down to the ground. Moving with ease, breathing with ease. Just take one more full round of breath, moving through bridge. When you reach the bottom of that next breath, just pause. We'll gently draw the knees in, let them go wide, and then we'll find happy baby or modified. So modified is lifting the feet, hands hold on underneath the knees. A little deeper is reaching for the ankles. If you can reach for the outsides of the feet, you're holding on to the outsides of the feet. Let the shoulders pull down away from the ears. Let your low back be grounded down on the floor and hips are open. Gently sway left to right. I have my hands on the outsides of my feet. I have my thumbs in between my big toe and the second toe. Just giving the feet a little attention. We'll take one more nice full deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, let's come back to that pose that we did at the beginning with the feet lifted, hands lifted, soft elbows, soft knees, floppy wrists, soft ankles. Pause here and breathe, allowing the lymph fluid to flow down the arms and legs towards the lymph nodes. Allowing the blood to flow down, nourishing the hips and the internal organs. Back is supported. Take one more full breath in, and then as you exhale, see if you can just float down into Shavasana. So my arms just come down, feet can come down to the floor with bent knees, and then maybe you extend your legs out. I like to be kind of like a starfish with the legs out wide, arms out wide. And then just pause, finding that final relaxation pose where you can just give your practice a moment to settle. Settling into the body. Letting the mind be quiet and relaxed. We released a lot of tightness and tension in the shoulders, back, hips, and legs. So just let those parts of the body just rest and relax. breath flow with ease. Let the face be completely relaxed. And then before we begin to move a little bit, take a moment to set an intention for the rest of your day. How you would like the rest of your day to go. Maybe just being a little lighter, a little more easygoing, a little more joyful, however you'd like to be. How do you want your day to be? And then let's take the right hand, gently place it on the heart. Left hand comes onto the right hand. And remember that we are all connected. Not only are we here with each other, but we are here for each other. You can slowly transition the body out of Shavasana, making your way up to seated. Take your time. Maybe you just draw the knees into the chest. Maybe roll to one side. And then when you're ready, just come to seated with the eyes closed. And let your hands just rest on the thighs, either palms down or palms up. Crown of the head is over the spine, tailbone. Shoulders are over the hips. Just take a peaceful moment here before you leave your practice space, leave your mat, but maybe continue your practice off the mat. Just tuning in to your thoughts, feelings, and your breath periodically throughout the day. Let's bring the palms together in front of your heart center to honor your practice and honor each other. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mary.